伸出双手就能触摸眼前松软的毛发，是你只保存在深箱里的秘密。白色广场，橘色夕阳，缓慢的日常像漩涡，一圈一圈地旋转，就像是谁看腻了一样，打乱了缓慢的脚步，你掉进我的世界里，以为早就习惯，默默地守在眼旁，抬头望向满天积云，散开成晴空万里，但这样都还比不过那天你瞬间你望向我惊讶的表情。不管在今后会有什么未来在等待，我都会守护有你存在的风景，凝视着视线正前方你的背影。
Hello and welcome to another Let's Play by me, the Game Wolf 6 of Neko Jishi. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can go to Steam where you can download and get it for free. And if you want the limited edition version, aka the one with the H content, you can go to the website where, last I checked, you could get it for free. But I heard maybe otherwise at one point. But since it's YouTube, standard edition. So anyways, let's start. On the last Let's Play, we went to this area. And, what's his name? Senpai made a tree sprout tongue blossoms, which is pretty. And before I could eat my bento, this guy showed up. Ragu. So now we're going to deal with, what are they called again? It's been a while since I played this game. No, wait, he's not a Yao guy, he's actually God. He talks about Yao guy. Anyways, start time. I want to make my own decision. Please, I don't want you trying to make my own decisions for me. You're unique, kiddo, and because of that, your affairs matter to us gods. As annoying as it is, he's not wrong. Even if a perfect way to settle this doesn't exist, I think you should decide soon as possible. Taking up the time of all three of them is just going to come across as disrespectful. I don't mind. It's fine as long as Yao comes home after graduation. He doesn't have time to be a temple priest or an Aborigines oracle. Stop being selfish, old man. My temple's in dire straits as it is. Well, things wouldn't be so bad if you went back to being a Yao guy. And what if my Fujong loses all their spirit power? That's all that will happen. The God of Soul would just lose their power. It's not like they would die. The local people don't feel the need to worship them, and that's just how it is. Oh, I'm sad and small and crying and shaking. Please, just stop, you two. It's hard enough to decide as it is without you making each other cry. This really is difficult for me. I know you're under pressure, but putting it off won't help. You won't make any progress like that. Maybe, unless something comes up. Lao must come Wu Tai, something bad. Lao must quickly come Wu Tai, something bad. What is it? Danger. We must warn them. Every temple has stories about gods helping the worshippers ward off some prophecy of doom. Sorry, Kulao, but your problem isn't special. Which is exactly why you shouldn't journey off to anyone else's temple. Lao is of the Ling family. You You should take care of your own Mazu temple and your family's needs. Running around and saving the worshippers of every temple is a fool's errand. You really are selfish. You're the one being selfish. What troublesome situation have you gotten yourself into, kiddo? You guys don't get it. I'm not playing around. I'm stressed every day. I feel like I should remind you that this situation won't resolve itself. You're going to keep stressing yourself out until you make a decision. I don't think any of them want you to go through that. I guess so. And the Yao guy, spreading rumors. Faster you get this over with, the better. What does that mean? Nothing. Just think who you wish to team up with, kiddo. Didn't say kiddo that time. Sorry, it's been a while since I've read this stuff, like at least a month. It's kind of hard to get back into the rhythm, I guess. No matter what, you'll end up hurting someone, so keep it simple for their sakes. Why do you make it sound like I'm breaking up with somebody? Am I wrong? After all, their appearances are based on your preferences, not to mention all the things they can help you with. Can you see what they look like to me? I know. I did hear from somewhere that these gods fulfill a special interest of yours. Don't they, kiddo? How would they know? How do you know about that? Okay, that's a good question. So it's true. I was just guessing. Why? So you guys are gossiping about me like that? About that stuff? Thinking about this is almost too embarrassing to handle. Just don't make it too hard on yourself, kiddo. Think about it simply and make a decision earlier. Think simple. Wahaha. You have to laugh a bunch and make me awkwardly laugh. Take my spiritual advice for your heart, kiddo. Ragu pats me on the head. Yeah. Okay, little guy. Take it easy. I'll be around here for the next few days if you need me. See ya. Ragu says goodbye with a hearty smile before starting to fade away, as if he wasn't ever there to begin with. Wait. He was gone. What kind of god just brings up a topic like that and leaves? What a weird god. I would never have foreseen that he would bring that up. I would have told him not to tell you if I had the chance. Why? I'd have to figure it would make you uncomfortable, and I was most likely correct. You should just ignore Yao Guy gossip until it fades away. There's no harm to come from it. Though, Ragu was kinda right, Lao. You shouldn't just keep waiting till something bad happens. So let's talk to my lawyer as soon as possible. Senpai, please. But we get along so well. It'd be so nice to be with Lao forever. I don't know. Please don't say things like that. Leopard's paw raises his paw and gently taps Senpai on the head. Senpai plays along, acting stunned as if you just smacked him. Finally able to collect my thoughts, I look back at the picnic and the bento laid out before us. Now that Ragu said he'd taken a bite out of the chi, would any of them want to eat it? So, what do we do with the bento, or about the bento? All three of them remained silent. None of them wanted the bento anymore. There was kind of a weird mood. I should still eat my lunch. I did make it for myself after all. I picked up my chopsticks and looked down at the bento, all the pieces of roasted meat laid untouched in a tiny row, but I couldn't help but recall Ragu picking up one and eating it. Sat down for a moment and calmed myself. Ragu was correct. Postponing my decision isn't going to help anything. I think good will come from waiting, especially for Senpai. Fujong's powers probably won't hold out much longer. I thought I could keep this up until graduation. Time's running out, isn't it? But that doesn't mean I should be hasty. I need to think about this. This is my life we're talking about. I still need to think about what's best for me. That means I need to refuse all three. I should do it sooner than later. However, if it was so easy to make them leave, I wouldn't have stressed out over it. What should I do? I raise my chopsticks, about to snatch up some lunch. Then suddenly, swiftly, I see a paw reach in and snatch away a piece of meat from my bento. Delicious. One look at Leopard's expression exposed his white lie. It wasn't delicious at all. I might as well try it, so I pick up a piece and that Leopard just consumed the chi from and place it on my tongue. Yep, it's way too salty. If someone ever tells you can't use too much soy sauce, they're wrong. I sometimes put too much soy sauce. The other pieces were cold and oily. It was better with the rice, but by no stretch of imagination I could consider delicious. Moving on, I try the rest of the meal. The fried veggies tasted metallic somehow. The biscuit was soggy, and while the seasoning wasn't bad, you couldn't call that what's here a tamagoy thingy anymore. I was just thinking over how it didn't turn out so well. Leopard's paw reaches over the bento, snatching another 2 pieces of meat. But, Leopard, is it okay for you to eat that? You already had a bite after all. Because Lao made this. It's not that good. Because Lao made this. There's no need to force yourself just because of that. Because Lao made this. He just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Why is he always so determined? Really, it's okay. You don't need to force yourself. Someone already had some. It's not even that good. I don't expect you to eat that. But I want to eat. I look down at the mess of the bento I made. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't look good either. Leopard takes another piece of meat, including some veggies with it this time as well. He never eats veggies. Before I knew it, he took another mouthful, and then another. Before long, he'll have eaten the whole thing. Considering the quality, it would be rude not to follow his lead, so I proceed to dig in, eating the whole thing quickly before finishing up and clapping the lid on the bento box. It'd be kind of weird eating at the same time as, someone else. Especially since, you just have them eat one side and then you wait and then you eat the things that they just eaten and wait, continue along them being ahead of you or something. I wonder if they could just eat the chi out of your stomach. Well, that's another time. Once I finish eating, I pack up my leftover rubbish. We have to keep the field clean after all. Senpai pulls out a bottle of juice and passes it to me. I take a swig and lay down against the rock under the tree, taking in the breezy scenery around me. Clouds had gathered over a distant mountain peak, creating fog and shades of white and gray. The thick haze obscures the lush forest underneath. Even though it's spring, the cold air still blows through the mountains. I slip on my jacket and let myself relax a little. As I look up, I see some tongue petals drift down onto my shoulders. God. I brush them off, leaving them to fall on the picnic blanket below. Brilliant white petal snow forming around me, a petal at a time. Lao, you want to bring some tongue flowers home with us? Home? But where would we put them? I watch as the petals fall on the picnic blanket. Senpai made them blossom just for me. The fallen flowers didn't have stems, so I guess a vase wouldn't even work. Flowers like this, placing on the plate with some water should suffice. In that case, it should keep nice for several days. Huh? Really? I imagine a picture of Serenity as the tongue flowers drift across the water on a nice little plate on my bookshelf. how do we get them home without crushing them? That's the problem. They get crushed in a bag. Maybe if we wash the bento box and put them in that? Wouldn't they just smell like food then? Shame. I didn't bring any soap. Wait, what kind of person would bring soap to a picnic? Packing in an extra box should make way more sense. Senpai gathers flowers into a small pile, about the size of a fist. They're beautiful, but I don't imagine how to keep them pristine during the trek back home. As I watched Senpai gather some more flowers, I thought what to do. This lasts just a moment, and my attention shifts toward Leopard, walking over to the tongue tree. Before I know it, Leopard throws the flowers into the air, holding his paws around the flowers, as if he were about to catch them as I fell. However, none of the flowers fall back down. Instead, Leopard must be using his powers to suspend them in the breeze. Whoa, Kulao! That's a cool move. Quite a waste of your divine powers. Leopard looks around a bit, while keeping the flowers suspended over his paws. Soon enough, Senpai comes over with his backpack. Kulao, you can keep the flowers floating around in my bag? Yes. All the way down the mountain? Yes. Yeah! 3 cheers for Kulao. Now let's take the flowers home, thanks to him. Now we can. Senpai dances happily around Leopard. It's nice to be able to take the flowers home. And all. But does he really need to be so excited about it? How's going to decorate the room with these blossoms? I guess so. And whenever you see the blossoms, you'll think of me. Why would I? Because I'm the one who thought to bring him home. I mean, Leopard's the one who's actually letting us bring him home. But... Don't you think I'm beautiful like a tongue blossom? How so? Wah! Senpai's frozen in shock, so I walk over to help Leopard open the bag so he can float the petals inside. Lao, do you like flowers? I guess so. It's a long way up here. If anything, it's nice to bring him home as souvenirs for this trip. I zip the backpack up. The bag's kinda full already. Are the flowers really floating around inside? I wonder if they'll end up getting crushed during the walk back home anyway. I'm not sure, but Leopard's face remains unchanged, so I guess it's okay. Well, now that we've gotten the souvenirs, we should head back, right? But it's so early! Are there any places to see? We could always try the trail and see if it leads to any pretty places. I guess Senpai's idea isn't bad, but it took ages to get here. I'm just worried about going out too far at this point. The paths are well maintained, but I'm still afraid of getting lost. We don't really know where those paths go, and we'll be in big trouble if it gets dark and we can't find our way back. It's just a bit past midday. I just don't want to go out too far from the metro station. Yeah, you're right. Getting lost would suck. But since we have extra time, we can catch the metro back and still go and check out some of the shops before dinner. Yeah, sure. Senpai and I plan our trip back down the mountain. As we backtrack our steps on the map, none of us mention the encounter that we had with the weird god of soil. I wonder if it was awkward for all of them too. Alright everyone, ready to head back to the station? I started packing up my remains of our picnic. Afterwards, we head off down the mountain. The pathways were narrow, so we ended up walking single file. Walking in line doesn't make it easy to strike up a conversation, but I guess all of us had something to think over in our heads after today. It really was quiet along on the way up this morning, but words to start a nice conversation just wouldn't come to me. It's really weird when you read a sentence and it's like, that doesn't flow, and then you read the rest of the sentence and it does. Kinda. Ragu, do the other Yao Guai really think I'm just keeping the three around to take advantage of them? I mean, I don't know any of these Yao Guai, so why do I care what they think? That doesn't stop me from feeling annoyed over everything they think about me, though. But I do care about how those three feel. They really think I'm keeping around as some kind of selfish wish to have them all to myself? Probably not. Or at least, I don't think that they do. Definitely not Senpai. After all, he's the one always trying to make everything about romance, not me. But I guess it would be true that by not deciding anything with them, he just ends up trying to please me, trying to make me like him. Tiger and Leopard wouldn't think like that, would they? Tiger knows me. He knows my troubles. He knows my likes. But even then, he says he's not interested in romance. Leopard doesn't speak much, but he's always there when I need him. Could it just be that he wants me to go with him? Or could it be more? Does he even know what romance is? Ragu said that gods don't have set genders. In his eyes, would Leopard be a girl? Would that make it better? Maybe it's just weird. Leopard really doesn't seem naive to all this. He couldn't possibly have those kinds of thoughts. But I've still held back on making any promises with him. I wonder how that makes him feel. I should ask him what he thinks, if I get the chance. I look around towards the three of them, walking single file down this narrow and winding mountain path. I wonder if that thing was a trigger that was like, hey, this is the person you're, focusing on or something. Some distance separate us. That would be a good time to ask them. Would it be a good time to ask him? Am I going to do it? It's embarrassing, but I gotta just suck it up and go for it. Well, since we're focusing on Clouded Leopard so we can get him on the main screen, we're going with Clouded Leopard. I hesitate for a second, and speed up my pace and catch up with Leopard in front of me. Leopard's eyes acknowledge me as I close in behind him, but he doesn't say a word. He just keeps moving forward silently. I'm not sure why he finds him so relaxing to just be around. For a while, we just walked together. He gave me some time to organize my thoughts and gather these words to say something. Leopard? About that Grand Tree Lord, Ragu was saying, do you understand any of it? Leopard appeared in deep thought, and to be deep in thought over my question. Most of it. So, do you feel like I'm keeping you with me on purpose? Leopard shakes his head. Lau is stressed. I know Lau needs to think. Thank you. I'm glad he understands where I'm coming from, and that's way better than if he had believed those rumors. Man, that would have been awkward. He doesn't think I'm taking advantage of him, but still. But does he think that I may have feelings for him? I've always had the feeling that he's pretty innocent, that he probably doesn't think of those kinds of thoughts. Or is it just that he's naive? It's hard to ask these questions in the right way. Is there something you want to say? I look at him. I guess he's ready to say something. It's almost as if he's biting down the words as they reach up the tip of his tongue. Wow. Must come soon. I'm scared. Come to Wutai? Why? Something bad happened. What could happen? Summer. Much rain. Much wind. Summer? A typhoon? Yes. But there's typhoons every year. Is something going to happen? The land could run. Land could run? Oh, I get it. You mean a landslide? Yes. Do you know when it could happen? I don't know. I'm scared. It's dangerous. I get it. You think that due to the typhoons this summer, a landslide will hit your village. Basically, you want me to warn the townspeople to stop that from happening? Yes. But it's not like I can suddenly appear and start talking about landslides. Would anyone believe me? I know where lands run. Even so, that's not proof. It's good that I only have to clear my throat once. Just my reading abilities aren't great. Must be quick. Lao must come. I hope. Villagers believe. People believe Lao. So he wants me to go over sooner and earn the people's trust? But to them, I'd just be some hand kid that left school to go warn them about impending doom. There's no way anyone would believe me. To those people, I'm a complete stranger. I guess Tiger talked about this as well. If I have the power to help, it would be easier to just use it for the people of my hometown. Even still, it's not like I feel I have much of a connection to the Mazu people in my hometown. I've never met before either. Okay, I understand. I'll think about it. When the first time typhoon strikes this summer, I'll try to contact your tribe there. Now that I think about it, I do have a Rukai friend. Maybe you could let Jinhao let me warn his people about the landslide? They definitely believe his message more than mine. It might be a good idea to talk to him about it when we get home. Well, not come? I'm not sure yet. Let me think about it, okay? If there's any real danger, I'll do my best to help. I'm worried. I know, but I shouldn't leave school during the first year. And really, I might not be the best person to go warn them. I can do my best, but if the people don't believe me, then it would just be useless. Lao comes. I hope they believe. Or will believe. You can help make them believe me? Maybe. But please give me some time, okay? Even if I decide to go back right now, it's not that simple. For starters, I might not even be able to get a leave of absence from school. Then, if we wait for summer break, I still need my family's permission to travel there. Without it, I'd have no money for the trip. It's still a good while until the typhoon season comes. Until then, I'll do my best to help. Leopard, please don't be so nervous, okay? Okay. Leopard still seemed nervous, but he tried his best to give a smile through that. But seeing his smile was emotional for me all the same, even if I couldn't make any promises. After all, I'd just be irresponsible to pack my bags and run off to Wutai. I need to know how this is all going to work out before then. But I hope it does work out. Then talking, we hiked back down the rest of the mountain in silence, eventually arriving back to the metro station and walking over to the nearby markets. Senpai couldn't help himself from running around between the stalls, his eyes lighting up as he browses through the various snacks. Even Tiger couldn't hold himself back, two of them happily checking the entire marketplace. With lifted spirits, and lighter wallets, and the setting sun, we boarded a bus home. Wow, my throat hurts. And since it's a few days after the trip, I think this is a good time to call it. Oh, God. My throat was hurting kind of normally before, but now it's like, ouch. Why are you making me say words? Game of woof. So, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please comment, because I like comments, and would you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out other videos to help it grow. And please remember to spay and or neuter animals that control the pet population. And again, if you want to play this game, go to Steam. And if you want the age content, you can go to the website where you can get it for free, I believe. And until next time, let's play by me, the Game of 6 of Neko Jishi Leopard's Root. See ya.